Course, WOCA.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the ninth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me, my true love gave to me 8 days, nights and 7 nights and 6 nights and 5. You better not shout, you better not cry, you better not in a pear tree. On the ninth, on the 8th, on the 7th, the halls with clouds of holly. Here we come, the ones to sing among the lays of 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves. The boys hand in hand bear I be decked with bass and partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer. On the 12th day of Christmas, I have a little dreidel. I made it out of clay, and when it's dry and ready, a dreidel I shall play. Oh, dreidel, dreidel. Sorry. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me On the 12th day, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming like Olympus upon the Serengeti. 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, they were dancing for me. 8 maids a milking, they were milking just for me. I had Christmas down in Africa. 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 Couldn't take the halls and do the things we never had. Partridge in a big pear tree. Partridge in a big pear tree.
That's always a fun one, isn't it? I don't even remember. How many years ago was that? That came out just not too long. It feels like not that long ago, but it might be 10 years already. I don't know. It's, obviously, the 12 Days of Christmas and then other songs mixed in there. What's the name of the group? See if you remember the name of the group.
Stirred, not shaken.
That's what I always say.
Or Straight No Chaser?
It's Straight No Chaser.
Okay.
Yeah. I always do the same thing. Shaking Not Stirred. I do the James Bond thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's Stirred.
Straight No
Chaser. That's what.
Yeah, I always get the Stirred and Shaken first.
And they played here, and they I think in the Villages or maybe Top of the World. I don't know when.
I think so. They were wonderful.
All right, let's look at some of these things in the news. Holly Springs, Mississippi. In northern is where this story comes from. In northern Mississippi, residents were beginning to take stock after fierce storms that killed at least 6 people across the country whipped through the area. Wow.
It was horrible.
The deadly spring-like storms killed 3 in Mississippi, 2 others in Tennessee, and 1 in Arkansas before the worst passed last night. Mulester Johnson, 67 years old, said he and relatives were inside his house in Holly Springs, Mississippi, when the storm hit. The wind tore the back of his house from its foundation, and multiple sheds were missing afterward.
Horrible.
Trees rested on top of several trucks on his property, and slabs of brick walls were strewn throughout his yard after the storm. Wow. The chimney is the only thing that saved us, he said.
Oh, my God. They all crowded in there. Wow.
Johnson opened the door to what had been a bedroom and looked past his belongings, what used to be his belongings, I guess, to clusters of broken trees in the backyard. The room's walls had been blown away. Wow, I said, it's a mess. I can't complain because we're blessed.
Exactly, they're alive.
Nice attitude. Johnson planned on staying with relatives last night. He said no one inside the house was injured. A 7-year-old boy died in Holly Springs, though. The storm picked up and tossed the car he was riding in.
Oh, my God.
A tornado damaged or destroyed at least 20 homes in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Planes at a small airport overturned, and an unknown number of people were injured there.
That's how it was here at the Ocala airport all those years ago. Planes were overturned.
Clarksdale Mayor Bill Luckett said sheet metal is wrapped around trees. There are overturned airplanes. A building is destroyed. Television images showed the tornado appeared to be on the ground for more than 10 minutes.
Oh, my God.
I-55, Interstate 55, was closed in both directions as the tornado approached. Mississippi Highway 7, close to the house of Johnson. Which guy was Johnson? There's so many names on the story. Anyway, headlights from passing cars illuminated downed tree limbs, slabs of plasterboard, and wooden beams that had been turned into projectiles when the tornado passed. Pieces of metal tangled in drooping power lines, dangling precariously alongside the road. The smell of freshly overturned dirt and trees lingered in the air. Emergency crews tending to the downed lines as best they could. In Benton County, Mississippi, where at least 2 deaths occurred and at least 2 people were missing, crews were searching house by house to make sure residents were accounted for.
Gosh.
In Arkansas, Pope County Sheriff Shane Jones said 18-year-old Michaela Remus was killed, 18 years old, when a tree crashed into her bedroom. The woman and her 1.5-year-old sister were sleeping in a bedroom of the house near Atkins, about 65 miles northwest of Little Rock, when winds uprooted the tree that crashed through the roof. Rescuers pulled the toddler safely from the home.
Well, thank God. Toddler is here.
Wow. In parts of Georgia, including Atlanta, a flood watch was posted that's going to last until tomorrow evening, actually. More than 4 inches of rain expected there. The threat of severe weather just before Christmas is unusual, but not unprecedented, according to a meteorologist at the National Storm Prediction Center. Once the strong storms clear out, warm temperatures were expected. Warm temperatures after the storm.
Wow.
Sometimes it's cold after the storm. Highs in Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina on Christmas Eve were forecast to be in the mid-70s. Mm-hmm. Wow, whole country.
Yeah, we heard there were bad storms in North Carolina, too, as Patsy's daughter and son-in-law were delayed coming down last night because of those super bad storms.
Anyway, that's horrible news.
The flights.
Gosh. Christmas Eve will feature record-shattering warmth across most of the eastern United States. Dozens of records will likely be set in more than 25 states, according to Weather.com. In some cases, records could be crushed by 5 to 10 degrees. Wow. That's huge.
Huge. Really
this is a continuation of what's been a freakishly warm December. In the first 3 weeks of the month, 2,661 record high temperatures have been set or tied across the nation.
Wow.
Let's see. Catching a wave in Cocoa Beach, Florida is where you might find Santa Claus today. Hundreds of men and women dressed like Santa Claus and other North Pole natives will come together for the annual Surfing Santas event today. They will hang 10 on long surfboards, hit the lip on shortboards. This must be surfboard jargon, huh?
Yes.
And paddle past on stand-up paddleboards.
Yeah.
The experience is uniquely Floridian and has grown from a small backyard get-together into a full-on mega event. This year's festivities are likely to attract a bigger crowd than ever, with more than 4,000 people projected to attend.
That's pretty awesome.
That'll be today sometime.
Yeah, and those longboards, those are the ones that you saw in the 60s, you know, in those beach movies with Frankie Avalon and all. And now they have, of course, gone to shorter boards for surfing, and this is pretty cool.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, this Christmas Eve day, a mix of sun and clouds, warm and humid, high 82 to 86. Partly cloudy and warm tonight, though just 67 to 71. For Friday, Christmas Day, periods of clouds and sun, very warm but humid. There may be an afternoon shower, though, the high 81 to 85. And on Saturday, mostly cloudy but humid with a stray shower, high 81 to 85. From the Florida Weather Center, meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. It's time to get that new look started. So call today and set up your appointment at Hello Gorgeous Salon, 351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater. And don't forget, we also do men and children's cuts too.
Hello, gorgeous.
We're saving thousands with Robert Palmer.
So rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around. If you're trying to get a mortgage, if you're trying to get the best credit card, if you're looking at student loans, cell phone bills, you name it, rule number one is always shop around. Always shop around.
That's rule number one, just one more vital part of fighting back to stop being a financial zombie. Yes, you can take the mystery out of the complicated world of finances. Take charge when it comes to your money. Listen in on The Source, 96.3 FM and 1370 AM, Saturdays at 12:05.
Opportunities for getting sick are everywhere. Viruses hang out in lots of places, and they love to follow you home. But there are ways to beat them, and beat them before they even have a chance to cause you problems. Vaccinations are like your own personal shield against disease. They're your first line of defense against many common infections, like tetanus or flu. Interested in learning more? Visit immunizeflorida.com and learn how to keep vaccine between you and disease. A message from the Florida Department of Health.
Where am I going to hide the presents so my family can't see what I got them for Christmas? Hey, I know. Neighborhood Storage has units for only $20 till the end of the year. Yep, Elf Storage. With 20 locations, Neighborhood Storage is easy to find and use and only $20. Elf Storage. I mean, Neighborhood Storage. So when you rent the unit before the end of the year and mention WOCA, get a free t-shirt. New customers and additional units only. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
All right, 12 minutes before 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Christmas Eve morning. It is always a fun thing to do, a broadcast on the holidays, and Christmas being the favorite holiday.
We look forward to that.
We make ours a 2-day event, Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. Tomorrow, if you tune in, we have lots of this kind of music, and it's going to be wall-to-wall music. It's not going to be a countdown, as I originally said, because I looked at the countdown, and you got the same song occurring over and over and over again, just by different artists. So
makes sense.
So, yeah, we're just going to have fun with it. We're going to have fun and do that. Speaking of fun, one of the most fun things I remember doing in old radio, if you would allow me to reminisce a little bit, back in, just give you put a handle on my radio career, because it's important to know that in the beginning for me in radio, people in radio knew me because I had made records.
Yes.
So let me just start there, because I was a recording artist. I was a songwriter, and I was the guy going from place to place with a guitar, singing in colleges. And I lived in Ocala. So Ocala radio stations, like other stations, knew me because of the records that I had made. So I knew the people in Ocala that did radio. And long story short, I was invited to participate in a small radio gig. And I'll explain that one day. It takes too long to go through that whole thing. But what I ended up doing was pretty much anything anybody else didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really full time, and I wasn't even part time. I was just the now and then guy. Okay.
Yeah.
And by now and then, it would mean that the guy who did this show, the morning show on this station.
Yep.
Back in those days, and back in those days, it was a music station.
Yep. WWKE.
So I don't even know who I might have replaced, but they didn't want to come in on Christmas Eve morning. They didn't want to come in on Christmas morning, so they would call me.
Right.
And I would say, sure, that sounds like fun. All right.
And when they went on vacation, you would take their shift
And
too.
and back in those days, WWKE was the sister station to WMFQ, which is the FM station. And since then, it's been sold, and now is under new ownership. Of course, it's been years. But anyway, so I would go back and forth between the AM and the FM, and I would be playing whatever Christmas music I wanted to play.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I found this record there. I don't know who bought it or what the story was behind the record, but it was like dusty and, well, it wasn't really dusty, but it was, you could tell it was old. And it was a 12-inch vinyl record of NORAD. What does NORAD stand again for? You know what that is, NORAD?
Yeah, right.
North American Aerospace Defense Command or something like that?
Something like that,
Okay.
yeah.
So anyway, there was this record, and it was separated into tracks like all records are or were, and each track was an update on Santa's flight.
Yes.
Santa's flight. We were tracking Santa.
Yeah. It was
And
cool.
and then you as the dish and all the instructions were in the liner notes of the record album, the sleeve and all that. So it told you pretty much how to do this. So I would do it. I would get on the air. I guess I would start maybe 6 o'clock in the evening because this was for children.
Right, Christmas Eve.
And so you do this for
Sure.
children, and you would get on the air, and you'd say, "Gosh, is anybody even listening to this?" And I would get so many calls from people say, "Oh my gosh, I just tuned in. When did you start doing this?" And it's a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
Because you would spread it out. An album only lasted if you played it, nonstop. Back in those days, only 45 minutes worth of recording time.
Yeah.
22 and a half minutes per side.
Right.
For those who don't know. And so you would have a 40. And I know the Beatles stretched the rules, but that was pretty much the average or the going number that they would give you.
And they were the Beatles, so.
Yeah. Who, by the way, you can now stream on Spotify as of this morning.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
That is great.
But anyway, so I would do this. And, years went by, and I don't know what happened to that 12-inch disc, but I did that every year. Every
Yes, you
year
did.
here in Ocala, if you are old enough to remember listening to either WMFQ or WWKE, and you remember Christmas Eve, the NORAD reports, that was me.
Exactly.
I was the guy who did that.
That's right.
I was also the guy who did the time and temperature announcement. The
6291212.
which went away. I think it went away this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went away.
Yeah,
this
so
year.
we don't need it anymore. We got phones in our pocket that tell you what the temperature is. You got a phone in your pocket to tell you what the forecast is. We
Right,
got
exactly.
So you don't. But back in those days, you would call 6291212. You could set your clock. You could find out what the temperature was, and you could find out what the forecast was.
Right.
And it was my job I did it for maybe 20 years.
Yeah,
I did
since
that.
1984.
I did it for a long time.
Yeah, since 1984.
I don't think I did it since 84. It was probably more like 90, I guess.
Okay, well, that's when you started.
Probably
though,
more
was
like 90.
1984.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but I don't think I was doing the call-in thing. But anyway, so I was doing 6291212, and so what I would do on there, because back in those days you could update at any time. Later on, you could only update it at 6 o'clock in the morning, but
Yeah.
back then you could update it any time you wanted to.
Exactly, which was good.
So I would update it, and I would give the NORAD reports by mouth because you only had a few seconds to do this thing. So I would say, by the way, Santa Claus is now over. Boom, and I would say, he's over Gainesville.
Yeah.
Or he's over Bellevue. Oh, Gainesville was spotted in Denellen. I would use
Yeah.
local cities.
Right.
And people would call in and say, hey, I love that you're doing that. And anyway, so that was kind of fun. So NORAD still does this, of course, but they've upgraded it. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't do it anymore. You know, you don't need me to do it anymore. You can track Santa Claus using the NORAD thing on your smartphone.
That is so cool.
You can get the kids to say, "Where's Santa?" He says, "Well, let me show you." So the folks at NORAD and Google have some technology at work today. It started yesterday to help you track Santa Claus's flight as he makes his around-the-world Christmas deliveries. Google offers its Santa Tracker service using Google Maps. I'm going to look at this just to see it.
Yeah, sounds cool.
To show Santa Claus on his journey. The military's North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD. Wow, I had it right. North American.
Yes, you did.
Will also track his progress while answering questions from callers around the world. Now, how long did I say I was doing it? Since 1990?
Yeah. Yep.
So, 290. So that'd be 2000. So that's what, 25 years?
Yes.
25 years.
Yep, 25.
But I didn't do it the last few years. So.
Plus, at the other station, too, we would do it on Christmas Eve.
I did that. I sure did.
Yeah, when we were at the other station
I
also.
sure did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Christmas
forgot.
Eve, too. So we had two stations.
But I was two-timing the stations at that time.
Yeah, but they all knew it. I mean,
Everybody knew it. Yeah.
Everybody knew it.
Oh,
but
it wasn't a secret. They always said, "Hey, pick one or the other."
Right.
And I would say, "You pay me full time, and I'll pick one of you."
That's right.
If you're going to keep me on part time, if you can just call me when you need me, then you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. But no. Both
Anyway, so
stations.
NORAD has been doing this for 60 years. This is actually the 60th year they're doing it. So
I remember that growing up at my grandmother's house. We'd spend Christmas Eve at her place after church, and they'd always tune in the radio to the NORAD report.
you had a real scratchy
Always.
sound.
Yeah, exactly. It was so
It's NORAD
cool.
command.
And the adults got excited, and the kids, of course.
I made it sound like
It was so neat.
I made it sound like Bruce Jenner. What's his new name? Victoria? Caitlin.
Caitlin, yeah. Yes, you did.
The Santa Claus is coming around. He's now over to Canada.
Yeah.
Today, a breakthrough in bringing Beatles music to streaming masses.
Yes.
I'm not really sure I understand why this hasn't happened before, other than the fact that the people who own the rights to the Beatles music are very protective of it.
Well, they weren't ever on iTunes until recently, too.
Right.
The Beatles, you pointed that out to me.
Their entire catalog of music has been added to 9 streaming services, including Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Tidal, and Amazon Prime. That's 224 songs across 13 studio albums, to be exact. This is a big development in the Beatles music news, as the Fab Four's tunes were not available to buy on iTunes until 2010.
That's right.
It's been 5 years already?
It hasn't been that long. Wow.
Negotiations between Apple and the surviving Beatles members and their estates took years to agree on terms and resolve trademark issues. Now we're simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. No, it's about money, too. I mean,
By the way,
it's about
Bruce
fans,
Springsteen,
but-
speaking of music, also has a new thing out. It's a new
box set. you
it's a
said?
box set. It's $89. Everybody's complaining about the price because here's the problem with this. I mean, unless you get the box set in a store in an actual box of CDs, a box set is really just downloads. It's really just all computer stuff.
Oh, now I understand it. Good morning.
Well, so here's the problem with it. They have some videos in the box set in the Springsteen collection that are only available if you buy the album. Only available if you buy the album. Which is lots and lots and lots of songs on iTunes if you look at it. Okay. But $89 is what you would have to pay. And if you're a Springsteen fan, guess what? You probably have 90% of those songs already.
Exactly. Sure.
Yes.
Yes.
So it makes no sense to download them again for $89 just to get these videos.
Right.
And you know that those videos are going to be on YouTube in a week.
Right.
Somebody's going to put them on there.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's crazy.
So we'll wait. Now, if you get the, hard copy collection, I can see it, but not download.
And Clarence Clemens, who was the saxophone player for Bruce Springsteen, as you know, he passed away.
Fabulous.
And I was watching this video last night. I don't know how long Bruce Springsteen has had a new saxophone player, but he's got another guy.
Yay!
He's another big guy. You were asking me, is he? Because Clarence was a black guy, so
Right.
you said, is he another black guy? I said, I can't tell. He's one of those guys that has that like both looks. He could be a white guy. He could be, I don't know.
Because Springsteen he's...
Anyway, the guy's really good. All right, we'll be right back.
From the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Deadly storms, including tornadoes, have torn through much of the South and Midwest. At least 7 fatalities to report in Mississippi, Tennessee, and Arkansas.
Widespread damaging thunderstorms accompanied by tornadoes.
Everything was just moving sideways and just the sound of the wind.
You can hear it.
I just saw it forming up and spiraling, the trees were twisting.
It's unreal. I mean, we're so lucky to be alive.
Authorities will get a clearer assessment of the damage after sunup. European authorities make another arrest in connection to the Paris ISIS attacks.
The 30-year-old was arrested 2 days ago. He's been named only as Abdullah C by Belgian prosecutors. Officials saying he'd had contact with a woman called Hasna A. Boulashan, the cousin of the suspected ringleader in the attacks.
Fox's Simon Owen. The trade group Airlines for America says more than 38 million of us will be flying someplace between now and New Year's. Fox News, we report, you decide.
I'm in almost every school bus and classroom. I go to school with your children. We say the Pledge of Allegiance together. You see me around the neighborhood and you tell me that I'm a pretty good kid. Well, I'm 1 out of every 5 children in America, and I'm struggling with hunger. This problem is closer than you think. My teacher tells me we can grow up to be whatever we want. I want to grow up to be someone who doesn't go to bed hungry. There's enough food in this country to feed everybody. Please visit feedingamerica.org today and find your local food bank for ways to help. Every dollar you donate helps provide 8 meals for kids like me, quietly struggling with hunger. Together, we are Feeding America, brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Okay, guys, the clock is ticking down, and there's only a few shopping days left. And let's face it, we all know that there's only one true gift that never fails: jewelry. The place to go? J&J Jewelers in the Jasmine Plaza on 200. Silver is the new gold, and J&J Jewelers has a new line of heirloom quality silver from the collection of Thistle & Bee. And as the exclusive Thistle & Bee dealer, you won't find these pieces anywhere else nearby. Beautifully crafted pieces that can be passed down for generations. And they've made it a little easier on us guys too, because whatever collection she likes, there's a perfectly matched piece, so we don't have to guess. And she won't have to guess where you went when she opens that elegant gift-wrapped box from J&J Jewelers. And while they might have taken some of the guesswork out, they can't slow down the clock. So you'd better hurry down to J&J Jewelers, 6160 Southwest State Road 200 in the Jasmine Plaza.
It's the end of the fiscal year, and that means budget cuts and number crunching. Now's the time of the year you're evaluating your expenses, planning your budget, and finding ways to save money and increase efficiency to maximize profits. Dex Imaging understands and delivers. Call Dex Imaging today for a free document management evaluation. Cutting your office expenses is as easy as calling Dex Imaging, 352-266-0333. Start saving money today and increase your bottom line with Dex Imaging. Printers, copiers, and fax machines that increase office productivity and save you money. No one understands your bottom line better. Call Dex Imaging today, 352-266-0333, or check them out on the web at deximaging.com. That's DEXimaging.com. Or call 352-266